Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Indie's Nuts podcast, all you nerds and turds. I'm Steve. That's Andy. We do not have Matt with us because he's an idiot. Welcome to Indie's Nuts podcast, the internet's #1 indie gaming news, reviews, and previews podcast. Andy's on a good 4-second delay tonight, so it's going to be a hell of a show. There's going to be delayed laughter and just weird shit going on, but we have a nice little tight show for you tonight. If you want to listen to the show on your favorite podcast service of choice, just pick it up. Type in Indie's Nuts. Nuts is with a Z, simple. Or you can watch on YouTube, youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. You could also check us out live, recording the show live. Just follow us on twitch.tv/dualscreensstreams. And of course, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/dualscreens. Just like our Patreon producer, Colton, the apprentice, Nestler. We have an awesome Discord community. And if you join our Patreon, you get to hang out in the Discord community with us and our developer friends. And every once in a while, you get scoops ahead of the time. Ahead of the times is Andy. Andy, what's new on Dual Screens, bud?
So many scoops. Oh, there's actually something new on the website.
Oh.
I wrote a review.
Oh.
There's a review up.
I did not see that. Did you tweet it?
I know. No, because I did it before the show aired. Before the show started recording.
Okay. Dope.
I was
Awesome.
like, I want something on
I look
the
forward
site,
to reading it.
so when Steve says that, it's like ready.
Yeah, I look forward to reading that. That's gonna be dope.
But yeah, I did a cute little review for Gravity Circuit. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Gravity Circuit. Why don't we just get right into it then? Let's start with Gravity Circuit in our indie game adventures. Andy, tell us about Gravity Circuit, dude.
You know how much I love Mega Man, Steve? I'm a huge Mega Man file. I would bang Mega Man if I could.
Well, he probably has some holes.
Sure. So this is like Mega Man X, but someone just didn't make Mega Man X. They actually just took the formula, made it better. That's what
better. Okay, Mega Man X is pretty damn good.
Yes, it's not a jump and shoot, man. It's like jump and wrestling, man, because you're like grabbing onto enemies, you're grappling hook, body slamming them.
I see that.
It is tons of fun. And for a freshman game from this indie studio, it's incredible. It's a lot of fun. It really just really gets at my nostalgia Mega Man bone. That's it's like that I love to play these kind of games so much. And I needs it. I needs more of these games.
I understand.
And the full review is on the site with all the lovely details about why I love this game.
That is,
and you should buy it.
Very
it's
exciting.
Only $17.
Oh, it's not bad. It came out July 13th, so just a
Super
little
cheap.
over. What is that? A week? Yeah, a little over a week. Gravity Circuit is a flashy, action-packed 2D platformer in the spirit of console classics. Follow Kai, a lone operative war hero who harnesses the mysterious powers of the Gravity Circuit on an adventure in a futuristic world inhabited by sentient robots. That's awesome. I love it. I played a really awesome demo that I think you would actually also really like. A game that came across my radar. I believe it was in our email, our press email, whatever, for Dual Screens. But it's called Crystalla.
Oh.
And it is...
I saw this.
It's a Souls-like, but it is, in my opinion, a lot more arcadey. It's faster, but it stars a cat-like creature. Can't get the thing to move down. It's being annoying. Sorry. Chat, it's being annoying. I do apologize. It's because I wasn't clicking the right window. My bad. Wanted to focus that for you. You're a feline warrior, and right off the bat, or at least in this demo, it's you're gonna feel right at home if you play Souls games. You have some magic at your disposal. Your left trigger is your modifier, so if you hold the left trigger and you do a light attack or a heavy attack, you'll do a special kind of attack. So you'll do like a spinning attack, or you'll do like a heavy slam attack or something like that. And then if you use that and you press the, I think it's X, you throw a spell, some magic. Your consumables are on the D-pad. Your block, you could parry, you could dodge, you could sneak up, stab them, stab enemies that you sneak up on. It leans heavy in the stealth department. From what I played in this demo, I was actually kind of intrigued with how the level design is set up, because it seems like it's very Souls-like in the way it's set up, but you can go in a lot of buildings, like a lot of shacks, and find items and stuff. And there's a huge inventory that you can swap gear, so it's more RPG-ish in that way. There's different armor sets that you can find, and all that stuff that raise your stats. And the leveling right now is only revealing just to boost stats. They don't have all the trees, the skill trees, and like all that stuff unlocked in the demo. But yeah, I played it. I'm like, oh, this is like, they're doing a really good job. It's from Astral Clock Tower Studios. There's no release date announced or anything like that. But from what I played, it didn't run great. Like, it had some stutter, it had a lot of screen tearing happening. But again, it's a demo, and this could be years out at this point. But I would say download the demo, give it a try, because it's a meaty demo too. Like, you basically do a whole big first mission. But they have a really cool game on their hands here that I want to see how they expand on it, and I want to mess with the skills and everything like that, and see what happens there. So that is Crystalla. So check that out, all you nerds and turds. It's a lot of fun. Boy,
yeah, you play as a cat.
Yeah, you sure can. Andy, hit us up with this. Talk about Cave Crawler. You threw this one in the dock. I have not seen this game yet. So tell us about it.
This is the kind of game you would hate. You would hate to play this game.
Now, why is that, Andy?
Because it's a spooky game.
Yeah, but it looks intriguing. This is also pulling a double duty today. It's also the steal of the week. Oh, interesting. Okay.
The game cost a whopping $2. It's like a 20-minute short indie horror game. It won't take you long to finish. The idea is you play as a robotic rover thing, and you're like going into caves to look for missing people.
Oh, cool.
And spooky shit happens.
It looks like you're like the Mars rover. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it feels very claustrophobic.
Like that.
It has some like pretty generic like jump scare stuff, but for the price of admission, again, $2 for a really like well-crafted indie horror short, I loved it. And it's like apparently a prologue to a wider like analog horror series that they're trying to make. So it's really neat.
Oh, that's really cool.
So check that out. I liked it a lot. It was, again, very unnerving, very like claustrophobic setting, and like weird shit happens down those caves.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of like cave diving accident stuff on YouTube, so like it kind of like hit a nerve while I was playing this game.
Something wrong with you. I think you're broken. So this next game that came across my inbox.
Oh yes.
It is out, but I did not play it. I did not buy it, but it came out a couple of days ago, like 3 days ago. But I thought it looked really cool.
Okay.
So I just wanted to kind of highlight it a little bit. It's called, let's see, Krizizasi. I'm just gonna call it Knights of the Cross, because that's kind of like the words you see. But it looks really cool. It's a card battler RPG, and it's got anime titties, which I'm sure you're very happy with.
Like this.
I'm sure you're happy with the jiggle physics, because it's everywhere, like just everywhere. I don't understand how that adds to a game like this, because this game at its core, like, looks really cool. Like, the sprite work is awesome. I don't know, man. It looks dope. I have no idea. I have no clue if there's any like way to like unlock naked women in this game. I assume there could be. Like I think there's like a 75% chance you could unlock a
Probably.
naked woman in this game. Now,
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't.
it's not rated as a not
Huge
safe for
selling
work
point for me.
type thing, but boob physics galore. But it looks really cool. It looks like a really cool, competent card building RPG, and I like this genre a lot. And I love pixel art, and I love if you listen to the music's great. So I think this is going to be on my wish list. So it's kind of melding into wish list roundup, which is where we are. Except, Andy, you had a bonus that you wanted to talk about. So if you like this kind of game, folks, and you don't mind the boob physics, if it doesn't offend you, throw it on your wish list. It's on mine. I can tell you that much. Andy, you had a bonus. You had a little bonus
It
that
is
you wanted to
also
talk
on
about,
mine.
which I forgot about. You want to talk about Blasphemous 2?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But
So
a
last
heartache.
week, I think it was last week. I went to there was Team 17 hosted a little
Yes.
demo thing
Mm-hmm.
at the Bryant Park Hotel in Times Square, and there was a bunch of stuff on display, and what caught my attention most was Blasphemous 2. Now, for those who know me, I wasn't a huge fan of the first Blasphemous. I thought it was like
you did not like it at all.
No, because I felt like it was gonna be something it wasn't.
Right.
It's partially my for like putting that energy on the game when I shouldn't have. But it looks like the thing that I wanted part 1 to be is not what part 2 is going to be, which is interesting. So Blasphemous 2 looks and sounds and plays a lot like the first game, which is a Dark Soulsy 2D sort of game, but it's more Metroidvania
Interesting.
than it ever was before.
That's good.
And I am 100% here for it.
Coming next
I
month?
was there for like a good hour just playing this game, and I didn't want to put it down. I was just so like enamored by it. Tons of fun. There's like 3 base weapons to pick from, like a double daggers for like your fast action,
Yeah.
your average like sword for like good meaty strikes but nothing too intense, and then some like ball and chain for like a heavy hitting slow strike. So it was really neat having that option at the beginning. And then I beat a boss, and then I got some power. I'm like, oh, I can jump on walls now and walkling. Like,
Hell
this is like fucking Metroidvania now.
There we go.
So it was really fun. It was really fun. Great soundtrack. The sprite work is incredible. I don't know how these guys conjure up these images, like the most nightmarish creatures you could ever imagine in the game, but some of the shit is just gnarly looking.
I think their animation is like S tier. Like that's one of the things that I really that drew me to the first Blasphemous just in general, was like seeing it in movement is really impressive.
Like, they have to make the thing. They have to think of the thing that's grotesque and hideous, and then they have to give it life in sprite form.
They got to figure out how
it always looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So you can throw that on your wish list. It is not out until next month, so it's both part of Indie Game Adventures because Andy played the demo, or the game, actually, not even a demo. You played the actual game, and it is also coming
for
next
sure.
month. There you go. The final game, Andy. This was something you put in the Discord, I believe. It's Garlic. You want to tell people about it? Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, Garlic.
Yeah.
I remember Garlic.
Yeah, Garlic.
Don't you like play as Garlic?
You do. You play as Garlic. It is a frenetic action platformer. Just bananas off the walls, running like a crazy person. It's like it almost reminds me of Celeste in its movement, but it's more corridor based. It's not and it's side scroller. Um, it looks awesome. Like just seeing it's a game I can never play because I'll be awful at it, but this is something I could see you sinking a million hours in playing this game.
Yeah, I love how you have to use the environment to traverse. You have to like, okay, I'm gonna bounce off this pillar behind me at the right angle to go across the way. Yeah, I would suck at this hard initially. I feel, but once I got the hang of it, I think I'd be okay.
Now,
But
if I
I
remember
love the
correctly,
description. It
this is
says, "You
coming
are
out
garlic,
to
an
something new.
onion-headed boy."
Yeah, this came out a couple of years ago on
Yeah, I
Steam.
think it's coming to actual consoles.
Yeah. So that's why it was in our Discord because you know, a lot of people that play indies don't necessarily play on consoles. They have their Steam or they have their or in some case a lot of cases the Switch and whatnot, but yeah, this is a pretty cool game. Actually, I think I want to pick this up actually. Play it on the Steam Deck. I feel like it would be a good Steam Deck game. Know what I mean? You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, Andy.
100%. I know
Indeed.
what you mean.
All right, folks,
I
let's
know
get
what you mean,
into the
Steven.
indie news report. We have a couple of stories here, and the first one I want to go into is actually really sweet and kind of crazy, like kind of a crazy story. This is coming from PCGamer.com. So please give them a click, go over there. The article will be in our show notes, the link to the article. After 2 years away, Dev realizes no one liked his game and promises a free remaster to make up for it. Quote, I hope it will go some way to rectify mistakes we have made. So I'm just going to read a little blurb of it here. Steam reviews on Gray Skies, A War of the Worlds story went from bad to worse while its lead dev was distracted by his personal life. You're not distracted by your personal life. Your personal life should always come first, and that's not a distraction, but whatever, we'll keep reading. Seed House is lead dev on Gray Skies, A War of the Worlds story. The H.G. Wells tale based on it is now in public domain. A third-person stealth action game that's been on the market for over 2 years. It's been reviled by players and almost as long, and is currently sits at a 33% mostly negative score on Steam. On the back of 110 player reviews. The thing is, Seed House's personal life has kept him preoccupied for much of the time. It took the poor guy this long to notice barely anyone was enjoying his game. But now, as spotted by Games Radar, he wants to make it right with a free remaster. Seed House said that, quote, a couple of years of crippling personal issues has kept him away from development, but now he's returned to, quote, find that Gray Skies has issues and has been reviewed extremely poorly. I was unaware of just how bad it was until recently. But Seed House says time away has given him fresh eyes, and he completely understands the issues most people have with it. But he thinks that underneath these issues, we made a decent game, one that he's going to try uncover by, quote, remastering the game with new technologies that have become available and my own improved knowledge of development. I will read through all concerns and concerns carefully and address each one, paying close attention to the most common complaints, such as clunky movement and frustrating stealth elements. So you can continue to read the article there. But that's a really cool story that, well, it sucks that he was having personal issues, obviously, but it's really inspiring to see that he cares so much about the product, that seeing it being in the state that it is and not being able to do anything for the last 2 years and not just writing it off as, oh, well, but like caring about not only the game, but the community that tried to support the game or wanted to support the game or did support the game. Like, I don't know if any of those people asked for refunds, but yeah, I mean, that's a really cool story. And I not that I want to see more of that, but like, I like that people like this are making games, people that care like that much. And of course, you and I both know a lot of the devs care as much, but not a lot of them can do this sort of remaster just to fix the game. And by the way, it's going to be free for anyone who already purchased the game. So maybe he'll sell it to others if they want to come back to it. But War of the Worlds is a really cool world. It's a really cool IP. And it'd be nice to have a good game in it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. The first two things I want to say is one, we got to get this guy on the show.
Absolutely. That'd be
100%.
awesome. Yeah.
Hands down. I want to hear the story. And the second thing is the game doesn't look that bad. Like I'm watching the little gameplay snippets here on Steam. Like it's pretty polished for I think is a one-person team, I would imagine.
I don't think so. Just based on the context, he was the lead developer. His name is Nathan Seedhouse. He was the lead developer. So I don't know how big the team was or anything like that, but you know, you could infer that it at least had some team involved. But I guess the game wouldn't go forward. Like he had most of the control, right. I would assume.
Yeah, and this is like some clever marketing. Like what a way to like get people like have your game be part of the conversation after 2 years since its release nearly, or 3 years coming up this year. 2020 this game came out. So it's like, hey, remember this thing I did like a long time ago that kind of sucked? I'm gonna fix it. And now it's in the headlines again. So it's pretty clever to get some marketing and some more eyeballs on a project that if it turns out good now via the free remaster, maybe folks will buy it. And it's also dirt cheap. It's only like $15. So I may just buy it now and just see what it's like. I'm very curious.
You know who would do this but not remaster the game, just say they did and put it back out?
Oh God, who?
Our friends who made Postal 4. They would be like, we get it. You hate the game. We're sorry. We're going to remaster it.
I love how you say that, and they won't do it. They just say they would.
Yeah, they'll just say it, and they'll
like talking about it's
they'll change the menu. They'll put remastered, and they'll just put it back out, and nothing will be different. And it'll be a free update, and they'll be like, we gave it for you guys for free. Like, come on. That's marketing.
Take it.
Just trolling your own like people that buy your game and try to support you. Andy, is Patapon coming back, bro?
Oh my God, this made me so happy. Like a dumb idiot grin on my face when I saw this news.
Tell us about it.
Oh, it's so good. So Patapon was a really cute like PSP rhythm game that came back in 2007.
There were 2 of them.
Oh shit! Oh, there was 2. Or there was 3 of them.
There was 3. Yeah. There was 3. You're right.
There was the 3rd. Yes. So anyway, it was a PSP series that came out 1,000 years ago, and now the team is making a successor called, what's it called again? Ratatan. And they announced it during the Bit Summit indie thing in Kyoto, Japan. And it's coming to Kickstarter pretty soon. And I'm like, why are you not just doing Patapon 4?
Well,
fucking PlayStation.
I tell you
That's
what.
Like the first thing on my brain.
You could release this game, be like, look, Sony, we could still do it. And it sells. There's an audience for it. And Sony would be like, we're going to buy you. And there you go. They just buy him. And they just make Patapon forever. A games of service Patapon game. Patapon Forever Fever. That should be the name of it.
A games of service Patapon game.
Wow, you are so
that
delayed.
Would be the fucking garbage.
Goodness gracious. Holy monkey.
It's bad.
Okay. Well, don't worry, folks. The show will be better soon. But yeah, if you haven't played Patapon, and you can play Patapon, because they did remaster it for PS4, you should definitely play Patapon, because it's fucking awesome. We already spoke about our Kickstarter of the week, or not our Kickstarter, our Steal of the week. We do not have a Kickstarter of the week. Andy, do you have a Kickstarter of the week? I will wait 5 seconds for your reply. There it is.
I mean, we could make this game the Kickstarter of the week, and just
Is it
when the
out? Is
link
the
is out
Kickstarter
there,
started?
you
Oh
can
no, it's
follow
not.
it. It's
Yeah,
not.
go
It's not.
just
But you can pre-watch it. Like you can watch the link when it gets live, and you'll get an alert or some shit like that. Doesn't that happen?
I don't know if they made the page yet.
Uh,
We should see if they made the actual
Let's see.
page. We could click in the article because they did say Kickstarter, but I don't think they had a hyperlink for it. No, there's no hyperlink in here. And by the way, you could read
No.
all about it on videogameschronicle.com, which is one of Andy's favorite websites that he likes to go to. Not named Dual Screens. Dual Screens is his favorite website, aside from
Second favorite.
Pornhub. Gay Pornhub, specifically.
Oh no, it's there. It exists.
It exists. All right. So there you go. That's our Kickstarter of the
Yes.
week. Ratatan. Ratatan. Ratatan.
Yeah.
Ratatan. 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 Oh man, Andy, this was a fun show. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any other indies that you want to talk about a little bit? It's kind of a light show without Matt here to throw his 8 games in. It's okay. Shorter shows.
I did have something I did want to talk about very briefly.
Okay.
Super briefly.
We'll stretch it to an 8-minute segment. Go ahead.
Okay. Got it. So hold on a minute. Let me pull up the old email machine.
Count. This part doesn't count. You looking for it, the topic doesn't count as time for the topic, for the discussion.
Okay. So there's a thing called the Horror Game Awards. It's relatively new.
All right, cool. I like that.
And I went through the list of every single game that's, nominated for like Horror Game of the Year.
Okay.
And I've played some of them, but not all of them. So I'm going to be playing every single one and doing like a little mini write-up on the site and, say why I cast my vote in whichever way I do. So it should be interesting.
Which are there any games specifically that you are excited to jump into from the awards list?
Let's see. Amnesia the Bunker is on there.
Okay.
Callisto Protocol, which I haven't played yet, but they've supposedly fixed it post-launch. I have not tried the Dead Space remake either, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's it. And I've played Dredge, love Dredge, System Shock, love that. So yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 10 games that are on the Game of the Year list. So
dope.
Looking forward to doing all that. Was that 8 minutes?
No, but I do want you to tell our listeners about our most recent episode of the Dual Screens podcast.
Oh my God, that was such a fun episode.
Because it was definitely one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
Oh my God. So we interviewed this dude, Adam Kareem, solo dev. He made a game called Proto Droid Delta. It's like Mega Man X in 3D, super polished, super fun. Now the game was great to talk about it, but during the interview, his kids like invaded the show.
Many times,
they were just all up in the background during the conversation, and it was the cutest fucking thing ever. And I was like dying inside because I don't have kids of my own.
Like
they were like eating tissues, doing backflips behind them on the bed. It was a treat.
Looking at
us, it was a real treat.
Like and being like, who are these weird guys?
Yeah, and he was like a fun guy, but that just made it like so much better, the conversation. It was a next level thing.
Human beings make these games and they have families and lives. They're not just nameless, faceless people. So go check out that interview. Go to our YouTube page if you're not there already. If you are, just go down, just click it. It's the episode Protodroid Delta interview with developer Adam Kareem. You could also listen to that on your favorite podcast service of choice. Search for the Dual Screens Podcast, DUEL Screens Podcast, and it's our most recent episode. And we haven't recorded our next episode yet. Do you know what's on tap? What do we have in the pipeline? Do we have some prospects we could tell our listeners? I know I see you DMing people.
Pizza. Yes. That's all I do all fucking day long. Pizza Possum is the likely next episode.
Dope. That's exciting.
I'm excited about that because we're gonna talk about fucking
that game. That game's really silly and fun, and I love it.
It's good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end. We don't have any mailbag this week. We'll try and put out more tweets for the show. I don't know what we're going to do with this show at this point. I don't know if it's going to be a Saturday thing. I feel like our weekdays were better. We were able to be more consistent. It's the summer, so weekends are kind of crazy, but we're trying to figure it out. We are three people with three very different schedules. Matt started a new job, a very high not profile, but like a job he really enjoys, and he just started, and his hours are different. He's waking up a lot earlier now, so he's much more tired at night when we would normally record the show. So I'd rather him have the energy to kind of get through a show. So we'll see what we do. In the meantime, just keep refreshing the feed. A new episode will happen if you follow us on Twitch. Obviously, you'll see the notifications when we go live. I'm gonna put out feelers to see if we want to do the show during the week this week. Maybe go back to Wednesdays. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But either way, we're going to be more consistent with the show. It'll go back to being once a week. And I have a ton of games on my list, a ton of demos that I downloaded that I really want to play. So now that life is sort of getting back to normal for the rest of the summer, hopefully we'll be doing that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching, viewers. Leave a comment, share it with your friends. This is a really fun show. We love to talk about indies, and if you love indies too, this is a great place to hang out. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, developers. And as always, please be excellent to each other.